If Demi Moore doesn't win the Oscar for her performance in The Substance, I will be rioting. And here's why. The Substance is a 2 hours and 20 minutes long R-rated body horror dark comedy starring Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley, written and directed by Coralie Farja. I googled how to pronounce that, so I hope it's right. About a fading celebrity who takes a black market drug, a cell-replicating substance that temporarily creates a younger, better version of herself. So Demi plays Elizabeth Sparkle, a very successful Hollywood actress who has had massive success, but now that she's aging Hollywood through the vehicle of her producer, despicably and delightfully played by Dennis Quaid, they are pushing her out of her current gig to make space for someone younger, hotter, and let's just say it, more valuable. So feeling the pressure of all of this and afraid that she's losing her livelihood and literally her life, she takes the substance. Who makes the substance and what is the backstory of the substance is not something we ever get throughout this movie, and honestly, I really didn't care. We, the audience, know exactly what Elizabeth knows, which is not much. If I want to remain in this world, I need to stay relevant. I need to take this drug, I need to take this chance, and I need to not ask any questions. What could go wrong? And after she takes said drug for the first time, she's lying naked on her bathroom floor, and Sue, the better her, played by Margaret Qualley, who I think also deserved an Oscar nomination, but anyway, literally crawls out of her back. And boom, we have the younger, hotter, more valuable version of Elizabeth. But as the drug directions remind us, they are one. So Elizabeth is only supposed to stay in this Sue body for 7 days at a time, and then they're supposed to switch back. But as the Sue part finds success and literally gets the job replacing Elizabeth, she gets greedy. Yeah, she gets real greedy. And she decides she's gonna cheat the system. Again, I ask, what could go wrong? This body horror is so fantastic. It rivals The Fly for me, and if you know me at all, you know that I love The Fly, so that's saying a lot. And obviously, Coralie takes a ton of inspiration from Cronenberg himself and other incredible films such as Psycho and The Shining. So this is overall just a fantastic, relevant, inventive, genre-defining film that I think really does deserve some Oscars, and I hope that Demi Moore is at least one of them that the film gets. So yeah, here we are. The reason you clicked on this video, why should Demi Moore win the Oscar for Best Actress? The transformation, both physically, emotionally, and mentally, but seriously physically, is so impressive and deserves such recognition. If you've watched this film, you know what I'm talking about. She starts out with this very quiet yet palpable sense of self-doubt and self-hatred, and that quickly turns into this defiance. Like, I am not going to be forgotten, and you will not erase me, you will not forget me, because I still am Elizabeth Sparkle. And then, you know, from there, we just descend into this madness that is so incredible. What she was asked to do is Oscar worthy. I mean, these are the types of performances that we are used to seeing men get rewarded for. How many times have we seen a man go through a weight loss, a weight gain, and win all the accolades for it? And I'm not saying they don't deserve it. Putting your body through that intense of a change to thus be a better vehicle to tell the story, I think is, you know, it's like an actor's wet dream, first of all, and beyond that, and more importantly, it really helps tell the story how the filmmakers intended the story to be told. So I think that Demi Moore does that, clearly does that in this film. You know, everyone talks about that scene where she's getting ready for the date in the mirror and she's just looking at herself and she's picking herself to pieces, and she doesn't say anything, but she just can't get it right. Her hair, her makeup, her lipstick, her outfit, her clothes, the way that she fits in things, what she sees looking back at her in the mirror is just, she can't get it right. And all she wants is to go on this date and get external validation from someone, from anyone, right? And she just can't. She just can't bring herself to put herself back out there in that way. And I think that scene is a huge tick in the old Demi deserves an Oscar column. However, my favorite scene comes a little later in the film. So Elizabeth is Elizabeth, right? and she's watching the young, hot version of herself, Sue, on a TV appearance. And because she has been cheating the system, she is literally decomposing and aging at an alarming rate. So Elizabeth has like no hair, and what hair she does have is like crazy. And she's cooking and eating, and her posture is all crazy. Her body is that of a 90-year-old woman's. And so she's watching herself on TV, and she is ripping her a new asshole and making fun of her. And she's actually making fun of herself, because remember, they are one. To me, this is the scene that really puts it over the edge, because Demi shows a mastery of horror and comedy and balancing those two things and taking this absurd premise to a place that, yes, it does feel absurd, but you also feel what Elizabeth is going through so freaking viscerally. I mean, this scene is nothing short of brilliant. And there's glimpses, right, of this brilliance throughout the entire film in every aspect of the film. I've had a bone to pick. Well, look, the Oscars are the Oscars, right? It's political, whatever. But I've had a personal vendetta against the Oscars ever since Naomi Watts lost the Oscar in 2013 for her role in The Impossible. No hate to Jennifer Lawrence, but that movie and the things that we watched that woman put herself through for our entertainment, she deserved an Oscar. I'm just going to leave it at that. Demi Moore as Elizabeth Sparkle in Coralie Farge's The Substance is the kind of role that you walk out of the theater and you say to yourself, now that is the kind of performance that deserves to win the Oscar.